With the passage of time, we come to understand that existence transcends mere accomplishments or recognition. It centers around cultivating inner tranquility, nurturing significant connections, and prioritizing self-care. For individuals 65 and older, nurturing mental well-being enriches life quality and fosters daily happiness and peace. One of the best strategies for safeguarding your tranquility is to choose carefully the individuals you permit to enter your life. Not everyone radiates uplifting vibes or plays a role in enhancing the richness of your later years. Certain people might encounter feelings of stress, fatigue, and a decline in their mental health. Regrettably, those individuals may occasionally include family members or lifelong friends. What steps can you take to maintain the tranquility you rightfully seek? It's essential to recognize toxic relationships and be prepared to establish important boundaries. Keep in mind that separating yourself from individuals who bring negativity into your life is not an act of selfishness. It represents a profound embrace of oneself, an essential move towards truly savoring existence. In this video, we will delve into 5 categories of individuals you might consider limiting your interactions with or steering clear of as you grow older, in order to preserve your peace of mind and enhance the significance of your life. If you find this content helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing to the channel and enabling notifications to stay updated on our future videos. 1. The Puppet Master. Discover ways to safeguard your tranquility. With the passage of time, we come to value tranquility and emotional equilibrium even more deeply. Yet, upholding these aspects can prove challenging, particularly when we come across people who exhibit manipulative behaviors. These individuals do not consistently disclose their genuine character immediately. Rather, they frequently mask their true intentions by presenting themselves as requiring assistance or being involved in an intimate emotional connection. Initially, they might convince you that your presence is truly essential to them. A minor assistance here, a request for support that appears trivial. For those accustomed to providing support to others, it's easy to find oneself trapped in an endless loop of helping. A sense of obligation washes over you, as if aiding them has become your calling, your charge. However, as time passes, their reliance may grow overwhelming, resulting in emotional and physical exhaustion. Picture this: a serene afternoon. Sipping a warm cup of coffee, you find yourself in a state of relaxation, contemplating the journey of your life. Out of the blue, your phone starts to ring. Conversely, a family member or a friend may require your assistance with a task that they could manage on their own without much effort. You nod in agreement, considering it merely a minor request. However, the requests continue to arrive with increasing frequency and insistence. As time passes, it becomes clear that their communication with you is solely driven by necessity. Furthermore, they possess a remarkable talent for instilling a sense of obligation in you to assist them. If you decline, they will make you feel self-centered or unkind. There's an ever-present pressure that makes it hard to decline, leaving one with a lingering sense of guilt. As time goes by, the dynamics of the relationship shift, leading to a gradual erosion of your ability to live life according to your own wishes. It is essential to identify this trend before it persists any further. Those who manipulate often take advantage of your hesitation to address them, fully aware that you cherish peace and wish to avoid causing anyone pain. However, keep in mind that establishing boundaries does not equate to being unkind. This serves as a means of safeguarding oneself. Your time, energy, and emotions are precious resources that should be protected with care. To handle those who manipulate, it is essential to set firm boundaries. If someone keeps requesting favors, feel empowered to respond with, "I'm sorry, but I can't assist this time." There's no need for you to provide explanations or justifications. You are just safeguarding your tranquility. Consider whether this relationship is infusing your life with positivity or merely depleting your energy. A true connection is fundamentally grounded in shared respect and consideration. A bond between two individuals where each feels acknowledged, comprehended, and genuinely backed. Yet, there are those who do not regard you in this manner. Certain connections can leave you feeling depleted, stripping away your happiness and demanding too many sacrifices, offering nothing in return but fatigue. When someone views you merely as a tool for their benefit, a crutch to rely on in times of need, yet disregards your emotions, it's crucial to reevaluate their role in your life. Do not allow the anxiety of letting others down to confine you in connections that do not merit your time and effort. Your kindness is a treasured offering, a mirror of the empathetic soul and giving nature you have cultivated over the years. However, this does not imply that you should permit others to exploit it without showing gratitude. No one is entitled to assume your assistance is a given or to coerce you into compromising your own well-being for their sake. It is your prerogative to select those who genuinely merit a place in your life. Surround yourself with individuals who truly value your company and uplift your spirit, rather than those who leave you feeling exhausted or exploited. A genuinely significant relationship is not characterized by the need for validation, but rather by the freedom to express your true self without the worry of being judged or taken advantage of. Mastering the art of refusal towards those who manipulate, control, or take without reciprocation is fundamentally an affirmation of self-worth. Establishing boundaries and safeguarding your tranquility is a powerful affirmation of self-respect and recognition of your value. That is a decision to embrace daily, not from a place of selfishness, but because you are worthy of a joyful and serene existence. 2. Those who are careless should understand the importance of releasing burdens that do not belong to them. The later years of life ought to be a period for enjoyment, self-care, and an emphasis on pursuits that bring you happiness. Now is not the moment to keep shouldering the weight of others, particularly those who lack responsibility, individuals perpetually encountering challenges in life, from monetary issues to personal connections, and who consistently turn to you for assistance. Initially, they might assure you that it's merely a short-term solution, claiming this will be the final occasion. Yet, before long, you come to understand that this pattern continues to unfold. Whenever challenges arise, they seek your assistance with desperate requests or hollow assurances, and you persist in offering your support out of goodwill. Yet, irresponsibility extends beyond merely neglecting one's responsibilities. It's a tendency to transfer the repercussions of one's decisions onto someone else. These individuals are often aware of your compassionate nature and your readiness to assist, and they do not shy away from exploiting that. Keep in mind that you are not required to correct the errors they continue to make. If they genuinely desired change, they would discover a means to address their issues, rather than perpetually relying on fleeting fixes from others. If someone approaches you seeking financial assistance, feel empowered to respond, "I can't provide monetary support, but I'm here to help in other ways." Do not let yourself become a crutch for those who refuse to navigate their own course. Each individual should embrace accountability for their own existence. Safeguard the tranquility you have dedicated your life to creating. In your later years, you should embrace peace and calm, free from the weight of unnecessary burdens. Picture this: a family member who continually encounters financial difficulties, often making unwise choices or becoming entangled in troublesome relationships. In times of trouble, they always seem to seek you out, whether it's to request financial assistance, seek guidance, or rely on you to rectify their mistakes. They consistently assure that this will be the final occasion, claiming to have grasped their lesson and vowing to transform. Yet, in truth, time flows on, and the cycle persists without end. Initially, you assist out of a sense of duty, convinced it is the honorable course of action, a commitment as a member of the family. Yet, as time passes, a sense of fatigue sets in, leading you to ponder if your assistance truly aids them or merely fosters their lack of accountability. You start to question whether you are truly aiding them in regaining their independence or merely fostering a greater reliance on your support. Irresponsibility encompasses more than mere laziness or indecisiveness. It represents an unwillingness to confront the repercussions of one's choices, opting instead to transfer that weight onto others. Individuals like this possess a remarkable ability to exploit the generosity of others, particularly those with empathetic souls who sincerely wish to offer assistance. They are aware of your concern and the difficulty you have in walking away, and they exploit that to evade their obligations. They might attempt to evoke feelings of guilt if you choose not to assist. They may express sentiments such as, "How can you possibly treat me like this?" Or, "Are you truly devoid of compassion?" Everything is designed to shatter your determination and compel you to surrender once more. However, do not allow these phrases to mislead you. Assisting someone who avoids accountability for their own existence is not a gesture of goodwill. It fosters their lack of accountability. One cannot rescue an individual who refuses to support themselves. When you observe that an individual repeatedly relies on you to address their issues, rather than owning their own life, it becomes essential to establish boundaries. Assist in manners that do not bring you harm. At times, the most effective approach is to allow individuals to confront the outcomes of their choices. There is no requirement for you to bear the burdens of issues that others generate. Safeguard your tranquility and equilibrium, for you are worthy of it. How does one handle those who lack responsibility? 1. Establish distinct limits. It is not your duty to shoulder the burdens of others. If someone often seeks your assistance with finances, it's important to be resolute and communicate, "I'm sorry, but I can't assist this time." There's no requirement for you to offer explanations or justifications. Your limits warrant consideration. 2. Release the burden of guilt. Some individuals may attempt to instill feelings of shame in you or claim that you lack concern for them. Caring for someone doesn't require you to forfeit your own tranquility. Mastering the art of refusal does not define your character negatively. It effectively safeguards your existence. 3. Assist in a manner that preserves your well-being. Rather than providing an immediate fix, inspire them to own their choices. If they genuinely seek transformation, they will discover methods to enhance their circumstances, instead of depending on your assistance. Provide insights or direction. However, refrain from being the person who constantly feels the need to fix their issues. 4. Safeguard your tranquility. Your lifelong dedication has led you to a place of stability and peace. Do not allow others to interfere with your path, merely because they did not prepare for what lies ahead. Prioritize your own well-being, for you are worthy of a serene existence, unencumbered by the weight of others' troubles. Ultimately, keep in mind that you are not a safety net for those who choose not to acquire the skills to navigate their own way. Your tranquility is invaluable, and you are fully entitled to safeguard it. 3. The unappreciative. When generosity is overlooked. As we move into the later chapters of life, one of the most fulfilling experiences is the opportunity to share, be it our time, insights, or the love we've gathered throughout the years. Yet, there are few experiences more discouraging than having our generosity overlooked, regarded as a mere duty, or even confronted with disapproval. Those who lack appreciation can diminish the pleasure of giving and connecting with others. Envision this. You dedicate countless hours to crafting dinner for your family, infusing each dish with love, yearning to create a sense of warmth and unity. Yet, rather than receiving gratitude, all you encounter are grievances. What caused you to earn so little today? This doesn't have the same flavor as it used to. Or perhaps you dedicate an entire day to assist a friend, yet instead of a heartfelt thank you, you are met with indifference, as if your effort was merely an obligation. Ingratitude extends beyond merely neglecting to express appreciation. The sensation runs deeper, a profound awareness that your time, effort, and generosity remain unrecognized and unappreciated. When this occurs time and again, it can leave you feeling discouraged, exhausted, and stripped of the pleasure that comes from generosity. You might be questioning whether you made a mistake. Am I extending my kindness to those who don't deserve it? Keep this in mind. The lack of appreciation from others does not determine your value. Their failure to recognize your efforts does not lessen the genuine warmth and compassion you have demonstrated. Ultimately, it reveals more about their character than it does about yours. Continue your support for others, regardless of whether some individuals recognize or value your efforts. How can one navigate interactions with ungrateful individuals while maintaining a positive spirit and emotional balance? Establishing clear boundaries is essential. Not everyone is worthy of your assistance, and not every sacrifice you offer will be acknowledged with appreciation. Choose wisely whom you stand by, and invest your time with those who genuinely value your company. You are worthy of being in the company of those who recognize your value, show respect, and express their gratitude for your presence. When kindness is bestowed upon those who truly deserve it, it not only brings joy to the recipient but also envelopes you in happiness, lightness, and a genuine sense of purpose. What are some effective ways to handle those who show a lack of appreciation? 1. Recognize your emotions. It's completely understandable to feel disheartened when your generosity goes unappreciated. Embrace those emotions instead of pushing them away. Embrace the fact that it's okay to feel pain, and allow yourself the space to contemplate what has transpired. 2. Take a moment to reassess the connection. Consider whether this individual genuinely values my presence. Do they contribute anything beneficial to my life? If the response is negative, it could be the right moment to establish firm boundaries for your own protection. 3. Restrict your assistance. When someone consistently undervalues your assistance, begin to scale back your contributions. This can be conveyed in a straightforward, yet kind manner. I've come to understand the importance of dedicating more time to the things that bring me joy. 4. Surround yourself with those who truly value your presence. Rather than seeking approval from those who fail to recognize your worth, direct your energy towards connections that offer true appreciation and affection. Surrounding yourself with appreciative individuals fosters a sense of respect and shields you from being exploited. Ultimately, keep in mind that kindness is an invaluable treasure that not everyone is worthy of receiving. When you extend genuine kindness and understanding, it ought to be directed towards those who value it and respond with gratitude, rather than to those who overlook it or use it for their own gain. Not everyone shares the same depth of comprehension or appreciation for our efforts. Some individuals perceive kindness as something owed to them instead of a cherished gift. Be mindful, as your kindness may transform into a weight that saps your mental and emotional energy. That is why establishing limits is crucial. Selecting the right individuals to surround yourself with not only preserves your tranquility but also nurtures more enriching and satisfying connections. Generosity retains its worth, yet it gains deeper significance when bestowed upon the appropriate individuals at the opportune moment. You hold the power to determine who genuinely deserves your attention and affection. Above all, you have the right to safeguard yourself from connections that fail to provide the respect and honesty you truly deserve. Avoid the 4th type of individual. Individuals who are focused on themselves. When a connection becomes uneven, the later years of life present a valuable chance to strengthen bonds, impart knowledge, and nurture relationships that provide true satisfaction. This phase ought to embody a spirit of shared respect, comprehension, and significant connection. Nonetheless, some relationships may not enhance our overall well-being. Even when they are right there, some individuals can feel miles away, so wrapped up in their own worries, goals, and wants that they overlook the emotions and experiences of others nearby. These individuals, frequently marked by self-centered traits, possess a unique ability to center every interaction on their own experiences. Their craving for recognition, praise, and affirmation can be intense, slowly depleting the vitality of those who interact with them. Rather than cultivating a harmonious and fulfilling relationship, they deftly steer discussions, redirect attention to their own narratives, and undermine the experiences of those around them. As time passes, their actions can undermine the core principles of respect and mutual understanding that are vital for any thriving relationship. When surrounded by such individuals, you might begin to sense a growing invisibility, as if your presence and contributions carry minimal weight. Your feelings and reflections might be overlooked or diminished, resulting in a sense of being ignored and undervalued. This situation can be especially discouraging in later years, when the importance of authentic relationships grows significantly. Identifying these patterns is essential, as it enables you to establish boundaries and focus on connections that elevate, encourage, and add genuine significance to your life. Envision this. You find yourself in a cozy setting with a loved one, eager to reminisce about a treasured moment from days gone by. However, the moment you start to express yourself, they cut in and redirect the focus onto their own experiences. You make another attempt, yearning for clarity or a significant interaction. Yet, attention swiftly shifts back to them once more. As time passes, it becomes clear that they consistently command the spotlight in every exchange, leaving you in the role of a mere observer. Individuals with narcissistic traits have a remarkable ability to command attention, seamlessly pulling the spotlight onto themselves in nearly every circumstance. A profound yearning for acknowledgement and esteem propels them to pursue validation relentlessly, frequently at the cost of those in their vicinity. They often take charge of conversations, steering discussions back to their own experiences, no matter what the initial subject was. Consequently, engaging with them may come across as unbalanced, providing minimal opportunity for others to express their thoughts, feelings, or experiences. It can be quite noticeable how they swiftly redirect the conversation to their own experiences whenever you try to share something intimate. Your experiences, whether triumphant, challenging, or merely a brief tale, may be overlooked, cut off, or, at the very least, serve as a springboard for others to share their narratives. As time passes, this recurring theme can foster a feeling of irritation, leading you to believe that your perspective holds minimal importance in their reality. Although their actions might not always be driven by ill intent, the consequences are nonetheless significant. One might begin to sense a growing invisibility, as if their presence in another's life shifts from that of an equal contributor to a mere spectator, existing solely to affirm the other's journey. If not addressed, this situation can become emotionally exhausting, slowly diminishing your feeling of connection and leading you to doubt the significance of your role in the relationship. As you navigate through your later years, connections of this nature may evolve into an emotional weight. Throughout your journey, you have encountered numerous highs and lows, gathering priceless insights and teachings along the way. This is an opportunity to express your narratives, emotions, and reflections with those who genuinely hear and value your voice. Yet, imagine a situation where your connection consistently centers on the wants and wishes of the other individual, leaving you as just an audience, never genuinely acknowledged. In that scenario, the relationship lacks balance. A genuinely significant connection should be founded on shared respect and comprehension. You are worthy of being in the company of those who truly listen, value, and care for you. Refuse to stay confined in connections that diminish your worth or render you unseen. Select to surround yourself with individuals who uplift your spirit and provide tranquility, instead of those who consistently prioritize their own needs. Your later years ought to be filled with joy, rather than spent in relationships that lack genuine worth. And finally, the critics: when words become a burden, the later years of life ought to be a period for embracing your authentic self, relishing your accomplishments, and taking pride in the individual you have evolved into. Yet, there are those who may hinder your ability to fully embrace this phase of existence. There are individuals who constantly seek out imperfections, perpetually discontent, and always find something to condemn. They have a way of making you feel inadequate, regardless of the effort you invest. These individuals might cloak their words in the guise of constructive feedback, yet their remarks serve only to instill feelings of insecurity and judgment. They might be the companion who perpetually critiques your looks, the relative who incessantly interrogates your choices, or perhaps the neighbor who unwarrantedly measures you against others. A solitary critical comment might appear insignificant. However, when these remarks are made consistently, they foster a stifling atmosphere of criticism, gradually diminishing your happiness and self-assurance. Understanding this is the initial move toward restoring your tranquility. Consider whether this critique truly benefits me. Or, is it arising from a genuine sense of care? If the response is negative, it might not deserve your focus. Not every viewpoint carries weight, and you are not required to embrace them. When faced with persistent criticism, strive to reply with a composed demeanor while maintaining a strong stance. Rather than engaging in conflict or dwelling on pain, respond with precision. I appreciate your viewpoint, but I'm content with my life. This isn't about being on the defensive or showing disrespect, it's about recognizing and affirming your value. There is no requirement for you to alter who you are in order to appease those who constantly seek imperfections or attempt to enforce their perspectives upon you. This is the story of your existence. Select the journey that brings you joy, instead of conforming to the expectations of others. The later years of life should be a period filled with liberation, tranquility, and authentic relationships. It's unnecessary to expend your energy on individuals who perpetually make you feel less than, who are always quick to criticize, or who undermine your value. Even when it appears innocuous, persistent criticism can gradually undermine your self-assurance and diminish your happiness over time. Devote your time and care to those who genuinely value you, individuals who listen, comprehend, and elevate you, instead of casting judgment. Everyone deserves connections that embrace and cherish their authentic selves. And above all, never forget, you are sufficient. There is no requirement to demonstrate your value to anyone except for your own self. As we progress into the later chapters of life, our focus begins to change. We have moved beyond the pursuit of trivial matters and the upkeep of superficial relationships. Rather, we pursue tranquility within ourselves, connections that hold significance, and the elements that genuinely count. At this point, the individuals we decide to surround ourselves with can either serve as our most significant source of motivation or lead us to emotional fatigue. Life is filled with countless beautiful moments that should not be overshadowed by toxic relationships, manipulators, self-centered individuals, critics, irresponsible people, and the ungrateful. They are unworthy of your valuable time and energy. Separating yourself from such individuals is not an act of selfishness. This is a demonstration of honoring oneself and prioritizing personal well-being. Your life has been dedicated to nurturing those around you, consistently prioritizing their needs over your own. Now is the moment to direct that care and attention towards yourself. Keep in mind that it's not your duty to solve everyone's problems. Not everyone is open to transformation, and not every issue falls within your responsibility to address. At times, the wisest course of action is to withdraw and allow others to manage their own journeys. There is no requirement for you to sustain connections that deplete your vitality and leave you feeling worn out. If someone persistently undermines your self-worth or exploits your generosity without gratitude, have the courage to establish boundaries. Your golden years should be filled with joy, gratitude, and connections that matter. Now is the moment to unwind, to live according to your own desires, and to welcome a future unburdened by concerns for those who do not merit your time and energy. Life unfolds as a profound journey. The connections we nurture are essential to our journey. To experience a life filled with joy and fulfillment, it is essential to recognize your own worth by dedicating time and energy to those who truly care for and value you. Wholesome connections foster tranquility and offer encouragement, empathy, and a profound bond with the uplifting elements of existence. If a relationship solely brings about stress, judgment, and emotional void, it unmistakably indicates that it has no rightful place in your life. Don't let harmful connections sap your vitality, cause you to doubt your value, or rob you of your happiness. Surround yourself with individuals who cultivate joy and tranquility in your life, those who truly listen, value, and stand by you without reservation. You are worthy of authentic love, free from the struggle for validation in relationships that no longer benefit you. Life is fleeting, and it's essential to focus on what truly holds significance. Allow yourself to release what no longer serves you, and concentrate on what genuinely brings you joy. Now is the moment to focus on your own needs and embrace the life you truly deserve, a life rich with tranquility, happiness, and purpose. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Your time is greatly valued, and we are eager to hear your insights. If you resonate with the concepts presented in this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you hold a different perspective, feel free to express it. Each perspective is a significant contribution that aids our collective learning and development. Your involvement adds depth to this video and inspires us to keep producing exceptional content moving forward. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up to help the channel grow, share it to reach a wider audience, and subscribe with the notification bell activated so you stay updated on our newest content. Thank you for your continued presence with us. May your day be filled with vibrant energy, joy, and positivity in all your endeavors.